Martin, you're a guy that likes to see all phases of the game play well. So how gratifying was it today to see that happen out there?
That was a gratifying win I can put them up with any of them. It was gratifying because of all the things that we experienced this week, the movement of players, to find a running back. You can even see we took Josiah and Edwin, flipped them around, put Sturkey out there. So we had a complete movement to make this all happen because just because of the depth chart. So, and then we had an experience on Thursday. We lost Lane on Thursday. So through all that, for them to go play the way they did, that was the positive, and that's why it was so the way it turned out the way it did.
Any timetable for Lane's return?
No, I'm going to stay out of all that stuff right now until I know more of everything. But no, you saw the movement. You got to credit the coaches and credit the players because, man, to spin that the way we spun it is in two practices technically. So when we came back off the road after the South Dakota State game, I was thinking about that all the way on the bus ride of what we need to do as early as Sunday to start making these decisions on Monday so we could get to this game. And they're a very good football team, as we all know. Excellent football team. So what our team accomplished tonight was special.
Mark, if they told you this was the first shutout in program history against the top 10?
As a defensive guy, that's pretty cool. All right, but I don't care if it's a shutout or not, man. The win is a win right now. But I'll go back to those defensive coaches and that defensive group. Even on that sideline today, there was a lot of things going on over there, but their desire to do what they did, even when they got down here by the end zone, to keep them out of the end zone. Those were great plays down here against a great football team. So that was a lot of will and a lot of effort that I can't draw on a board. That was them making plays.
This was the most complete team performance of the year, but easily the best defensive performance of the year. The defense had been struggling a bit, but today they seemed in a groove.
They did, and we have struggled, and it's been the consistency that the struggles came from because we've played really good, but then we give up a explosive play. So it was important that they came off last week, regrouped and reorganized, and that's what we did. But that's the players. When they invest in it, they're the ones that got to make it happen. So credit them, but credit those coaches. They put a lot of time in with these guys to pull this thing off too, and it was well played, well called, and well executed.
Certainly a credit to the offensive line, but did you expect Hickson to play the way he did today?
I can't say I didn't expect it, but it doesn't surprise me. When we moved him away from running back, it was only to get him on the field. And we were short at linebacker, and we felt at that time we moved him, we had those two running backs last year. Okay, so we already had two. He was the third tailback. So we moved him last year to become a linebacker because he was sitting behind two 750-yard rushers. And then he stayed on defense because I thought he might become a starter on defense. And then with the injuries we took, he was the best choice to go back. And we talked about it with him on Monday, and he went back, and he's a very good athlete, and he's really grown as a player, and that's why he had the day that he had.
The impact of Caden Hotelling showed up on the stat sheet today. So just take us through, beyond that, what did you see out of him?
Well, he's been waiting to get back on the line of scrimmage, and he's put his time in. So he was probably the most excited guy that you didn't see the emotion in because I talked to him at breakfast this morning, and he was probably the most thrilled guy to finally get the opportunity. And when something's taken away from you, when you get it back, you know how special it is to even get to play the game anymore. So I think that made him stronger, and that was the whole thing, was come out of this stronger than you went into it, and he did, and he played well.
Well, Theo said if UNI doesn't turn the ball over, you guys can beat anyone. Is that a fairly accurate statement?
I'm going to enjoy this one, and I heard what they're saying, and they got a lot of work to do before next Saturday. All right, so I'm not going to put that out there because I've been down there enough times, and that's a good football team, and absolutely we can't turn the ball over, but we need to have team effort like that. When you have team effort like that, you're going to win games, and it's special teams, offense and defense have to all be united, and that's why you had the game that you had. If you're not united, an offense can't win a game by itself, and a defense can't. So turnovers, not turnovers. We had to go back to the drawing board and regroup. Enjoy this one, man. It's a cool win. But man, tomorrow after that meeting, it better be over with, and we better get back to work, because the next one is tougher than this one.
Was it a kind of circle the wagons type mentality after what happened against SDSU?
I think it was, yeah, I would agree with you. It was from my standpoint. It was like when you don't perform as you think you should, then you have to do something to reorganize and regroup, if you want to call that. But you got to go back to your basics, and you got to go back to your structure and your culture. And I thought we did that, and they did that. Not me, they did it. And the players took responsibility, the coaches took responsibility, and I didn't know what was going to happen today. You guys were asking me, can you sense it? I didn't sense a thing, man. I was wondering what we were going to look like today, because I know the work they put in, but I also know the ability they have. So it doesn't surprise me, but yet that's the consistency we got to keep showing. Anybody else?
Is it safe to say Amari's going to stick at running back moving forward?
If I moved into linebacker right now, man, somebody would shoot me. So, but no, you know what? The cool part about Amari is you don't know all the things that he's been through and that we've been through here together with him, and for him to come out of this, just because he's matured and he's been through a lot, but yet at the same time, because of what he's been through, he gets to have a day like this. That's why you do this, man, is somebody can regroup from where he started and come out and have a day like this. Now, can he stack days on top of it? That's a big question. That's what I'll challenge you with. Can you really stack games, or are you a one-hit wonder? So, but I doubt that, but that'll be my challenge to him. He's a good man that plays hard.
Laurie mentioned having to learn the playbook on Monday. Did you have confidence in him being able to do that?
That was, to me, that wasn't even the question of him learning the playbook. He's around all the time. He's committed himself to the game, and I think when you're young, you just play the game. When you're the best athlete on the field, you tend to have success. But when you find out you got to learn the game, that's when you start to excel at the game in college. And he's learned the game through playing defense. And then he got to go back over to offense. He had already known that playbook before he left. And trust me, he's a lot harder to play linebacker than is running back. It's just the running back better be really good. He did some things today that I can't draw on a board, and that makes him a great running back today. Okay.
Corey's taking his lumps this year, got an interception late in the game there. How gratifying do you think that was for Corey to get an impact play on defense?
Anytime you get a intercept is great, but you bet, because we've had our struggles there. We're up and down, and so that consistency of play in the secondary was huge. I mean, all day long. The one got away from us, all right? But other than that, those guys played sound. They stayed together. They were making adjustments on the sideline, and I'm crediting Keelan and JJ. Those two guys did a great job with that group. They're growing. They're young, but today they performed, and now we got to start stacking them. Anybody else? Happy?